So in this one, I was in my bedroom. I was just sitting on my bed looking at my phone. But when I looked up, I saw that fubby guy. He was standing in the doorway. And I walked up to him and I just kind of stared at him for a while. And eventually he said, I think it was Smungus Portal. I don't know what that means. So I asked him and he said it again. And I still didn't know what it meant. But then all of a sudden, Bill Gates crashed through the ceiling on a hoverboard. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's Bill Gates. And then he said, it is I, Billy of Gates. And then he created a portal under us, and suddenly we're dropped into Among Us. Have you heard of that game? It was kind of popular in 2020.
No, I don't do games.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we glided down on Fortnite gliders, and then Fubby just like ran off somewhere. And I was like, I was scared, bro. I tried chasing down Fubby, but then I found a green crewmate in storage. And that crewmate was clearly faking tasks. And so I tried to yell, green sus. I tried to yell green sus to warn Fubby so that he wouldn't get killed by the imposter. But then the imposter just like turned around and ran up to me and just like ate me whole. And that was nasty, man. It was really dark in there. And I think I was like slowly starting to move down its throat. It was all moist and squishy and tight and uncomfortable. And I hate thinking about it, man. That sucked. Terrible. And thankfully I woke up before I reached the stomach. I wouldn't want to know what that's like, but that was crazy.
Well, it's because you're going through boot camp, young man. Just like, I'm assuming probably you didn't, because there's no draft anymore and it's only if you volunteer for the service. But when you go into the Army or any military, you have to go through boot camp, and it's quite hellish. And so in the beginning of this, I know I went through a lot. I still go through things. You're kind of thrown into it, just like the experience there. And then all of a sudden, if you're crashing through the roof or something on a hoverboard, whatever, because your house represents your personal consciousness that you agree to. You're housed in it. And so on the real side, you get an objective view and your house represents your personal side. But you broke through the roof, which is really good.
I didn't break through the roof. Bill Gates broke through the roof.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Bill Gates broke through the roof into your house?
Yeah. He was riding a hoverboard. He crashed through the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
And I was freaking out. And he said, it is I, Billiam Gates. And that's when he spawned the portal.
Okay, so Bill Gates represents somebody really evil. Okay, and that's his choice. Yeah, because he destroys everything he touches. He destroys people. He's destroyed millions, vaccines, chemical food, all this crap that he's doing, like Elon Musk and all these freaking idiots in the world. And I just go on and on about that. But yeah, so you see what the experience is there. Again, he's an influence, and you know, you decide to handle that, etc. So again, you're going in the beginning. Everybody's a little different. Some radical, some very simple. Some people go, gee, I don't have any experiences. I'm not getting any. Everybody's a little different as you test this out. It's like anything. It's just like kids going to school. When you went to school, you know, everybody's going in the same classroom. We're all in the same classroom here in the physical realm. But we all have our culminated past from the past lifetimes, attitudes, experiences, whatever, how we see and relate to things, etc. So everybody's approach is going to be a little bit different, and because of your past and what you're experiencing, it's going to be as such. And even to the point where maybe you knew Bill Gates in a past lifetime, or you're dealing with him with one of your other forms. Yeah, so again, okay, so in this experience, are you referring to Fuubi Quantz? Is that who you saw?
Oh yeah, I could never remember his last name, man. I just refer to him as Bubby.
Okay, now he would be with a long white beard and possibly a robe
That's
over
the
his head.
guy.
Okay, then that's Fuubi, one of the real guides. And so again, look at the experience, how you went through it, etc. So the idea is, if you're chasing him, was that the idea, you were chasing him?
Yeah, I was trying to chase him and save him from being killed by the imposter.
Well, in a way, but no, there's no problem there. But maybe that's what you're thinking, etc. So again, look at the experience and how any of it makes sense. But lots of times you have these experiences, and it may even take you years before you realize what's going on. Again, like when we were children, when we were 5 years old, our parents took us, as an example, to a lot of places. And maybe your dad even took you to the college or high school that he went to, etc., and said, oh, look, son, this is where I went. We walked down the halls, everything. You see it, but you don't recognize anything about it. Even though you're having the experience, it may not be for years later before you start to recognize what your dad was showing you. As one example, you see, our parents tell us a lot of things when we were young, and from their viewpoint, it's like, okay, the kid kind of gets it, but realistically, you don't. And so it takes many, many years, maybe even 20 years later, before all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, my parents told me this at a certain age. Now I realize what they're saying. And so the experiences are like this too. Many times it takes a while, and it can take decades before you recognize what one little experience means. Yeah, give it time.
Do you have any idea of why I got swallowed whole?
Well, look at anything that is in that situation. That shows you are the effect of something, aren't you?
Oh.
You're saying, yeah, you're the effect. So just like the big fish catches the little fish, the little fish is the effect of the big fish.
I know a thing or two about big fish.
Yeah.
I go fishing sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now you know what the fish feels like.
It's not great, man. I don't know if I like being swallowed whole.
Well, we're all funny. We've gone through a lot of experiences to get to this point right here. And because of how we've been taught through the educational system, basically anything that makes sense is a disbelief, you might say. Because we're so literalized and geared to a system that controls you, you're not a free thinker, even though you think you are. Oh, good. Yeah, you can record them. So, yeah, you can save them or share them or do whatever. So, just to get the basic knowledge of what you're doing, because you're just starting out at this. So, you really got to give it some time, say like 50 years.
That's a long time, man.
Actually, it's not. Everything's now. So there actually is no time. That's all make-believe. It's just your perspective. So suddenly you're 26. Yeah, you're doing good. Most people won't start this faster. You've come around very fast to do this and take the risk. And this is how you do it. This is how you find out about things, is to just
I'm not
jump
called
in.
the big brain for nothing.
Still just jump in and just do it, and you're doing it. Yeah, and